This is video number 2 in my Homestyler instructional videos. So I'm going to scroll down, and here is what we're going to do in this video here. Once again, if you're doing this independently, I would watch it from your phone, prop it up next to your Chromebook. If you're doing it in class, please do not work ahead. Even when you start to figure some things out, please watch, and I will pause so you can play. All right, so here's my little checklist. Let's get going. When you go to Homestyler to open your design back up, you're going to hover over right here and click on My Designs, and then you'll see your only design. You'll be able to click on it, and then you'll click Edit Design. So for me, I already have it open. So here's my space right here. First thing I want to do is add the fireplace. We have all the windows and doors, everything's in. The next main feature is the fireplace, and it goes on this wall here. So on my instruction page, I have these categories. So this is basically where you're going to find these items. So the fireplace is located in catalog. So I'll show you where that's at. We have been in Create this whole time. Now you're going to come down to Model Library and click on that. Now you're going to be mostly in these categories right here. So here you can see Catalog. You're going to be in Structure, Catalog, and Finish for this video. So I'm going to come over to Catalog, and the important thing is you don't click on it, you hover, and then hover and scroll. So I am in Catalog, and you can see all the different categories within that. You can see there's the art and decor, electronics, lighting, plants, gym, people. There's a lot. But I'm going to go towards the top, and here is fireplace. So that is located in the living room. So I'm going to click on fireplaces. Now, some of the ones, there's going to be a lot of things that pop up that cost money. So you can see a little dollar sign. That means that you have to pay for that item. So obviously choose something that's free. There are lots of free options. You can see there are 12 pages of fireplaces. So my rule is you just choose something that works for the style you plan to do. So if you want more of a contemporary one, maybe you would like this fireplace. If you want more traditional, maybe this one. So you can always add one now, swap it out later. But one thing I want to show you right now too, and this goes for everything in the model library, when you have lots of pages, you can click this right here, and that allows you to look at more at once. So I'm going to come close that back. And maybe I want this fireplace here. So it is simply a click and drag and release. So we click and drag it in, put it on the wall that it goes, and release. So when I come in my 3D view, go through my wall here, there I can see my fireplace there. So simple as that. Click and drag and put it on the wall you need it to. Now, my only rule is you're choosing the fireplace. It just needs to be centered on this wall. So you're going to click and drag until these numbers are equal or as equal as you can get them. So for this one, this is as close as it's going to get. Oops. 8, 7, and 8, 6, and release for my particular fireplace. So that's how that works. Say maybe I want this fireplace. Again, it's just a click and drag and release, and you can see how that looks in the space. You see how that doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. So most items will let you adjust some settings over here. So I'm clicked on this fireplace, and you can see here I can adjust the height. So if I drag that, I can bring it up so that it is taller. And that goes for furniture, accessories. Some of that stuff can be edited over here, not everything. But I wanted to show you that. I'm going to delete that one and keep this fireplace here. Okay, so that's that. Next thing I want to show you is swapping out windows and doors. So this is going to be under structure, and this is totally optional. But what I have found is that a lot of students are not a fan of the doors and windows that we put in the space. I'm going to go into 3D so you can see that. I am also on Roam 4, so it's just kind of how my camera works. That's something that you can switch if you want to. So first thing I'm going to say, okay, well, I really don't like this brown slider, so let's grab a new slider. So when you come over to Structure, hover over it, and it's a slider, so it's going to be under Door, and I'm going to click Sliding Doors. there are 17 pages of sliders. So maybe pick one that you like for now. Again, you can always swap it out. So maybe I had one picked out. Where did it go? This slider here, what I'm going to do is just click and drag. And so I have not released it yet. What you can see is it says replace respective door. So all it's going to do is replace once I release. So I'm going to release, and there it replaced that door. So that's why I had you put in those other doors and windows, so you don't have to go back and change dimensions. It fixes it for you. So okay, that looks good. I like it. So now I'm not a fan of this window, so let's grab a different window. So I'm going to come over to structure, hover, and scroll to windows and standard windows. And then same concept, you're just going to grab one that you like. So maybe I like this one. There are 17 pages, so definitely explore and replace there. So that's the nice thing about it. It will adjust the dimensions that we want. Remember, you have on this wall, we have 2 windows here. So maybe I want to replace these ones quick. That one costs money. I'll just put that one in. There. And there. Okay. And last thing we have is this swing door. So when I look at this one, again, maybe I don't really want brown, so I'm going to go back to structure and go to doors, and this is a swing door, and find one that you like. So this door I kind of envision as being the main entrance door, so there are 32 pages of doors. So I'm going to go with one that looks like more of a front door versus an interior door, and just swap that out. Okay, so that's that. You can play around with swapping out those doors and windows. One thing while we're looking at it is if you maybe are not a fan of this color, you can adjust that. So when you click on the door, this opens up and you can see where it says replace material. So if I click on that, and this goes for doors, trim, furniture, accessories, pillows, it allows you to replace it here. So you can see this blue dot screen here, and all you do is you can adjust the wood, stone, metal. Obviously, if you're working with like fabric, you would go with that, but we have a wood here. So maybe I just want this one. I'm going to click and drag and release. So that allows you to edit that a little bit more specifically, and then you just go complete. Again, that goes for doors, windows. So that allowed me to change my trim at the same time. It goes for furniture, anything. And that was right here. Okay, so I kind of showed you, went down to the bottom there. So now baseboard. So every home, even in the room that you're in right now, has this baseboard. So it's just trim along the bottom where the floor and the walls meet. So that baseboard is going to be located in structure. So if I hover over structure and scroll down to the bottom, it is in the molding section. So it's called baseboard. So I'm going to click there. So you can see these are some of the different options. You can scroll. Maybe you want something that's a little bit more straight and angled. So maybe I want this white trim. So I'm going to click, and then you look for the blue lines and release. And there you can see, let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. There's the trim. One thing, maybe I want this to be a little bit taller. So I'm going to click on it, and I can come over here, and it's only a 4-inch trim. Maybe I want 6 inches. So I'm going to adjust that, and then you can click apply to walls in all rooms, and then it will adjust that. So you can play around with that. You can see there's some different styles. You can also adjust the colors. When you click on it, click on style and click on the material, and it's kind of the same concept of replace material. So if I click on that, and then if I click on material, you can see you can change the colors that way. obviously not fabric. You would have to change the material, but you get the idea. So that is baseboard, so that is a requirement. Next, we have flooring and walls. Let's do those quick. So flooring is going to be under finish, and you have some choices. So there's floors. This can be mostly like your hardwood. There is tile, marble, and then there is carpet as well. So I'm just going to show you this first one, and then you can experiment. There's 76 pages of flooring just in this category. So you can see lots of different options. If I open that up, you can look at more at once. And so again, it's just a click and drag when you find something that you like. So it will always render better. So the images that I showed you are called renderings. Basically, it brings it to life. So it looks a little funky in this edit mode, but it'll always render a little bit better. So find something that you like. Maybe I like this herringbone pattern. I'm going to click and release, and there you can see how that works. So maybe I want super light wood, so I'm going to drag and release. Okay, so you can see how that looks. All right. Next is walls. So if I come over to finish, you have wallpaper, and then there is paint, and that's in color. So I'm going to click color. I'm actually going to zoom out so you can see how the walls are able to change. So here's all the different paint options. If you want white walls, I would choose one of these whites to paint it. Don't leave it the default. So maybe you want white walls, and you just click and drag and look for the blue lines and release. Let me show you on another color. So maybe I want to come down here, and I want like a kind of like a taupe. If you just click and drag and release, it paints all the walls for you. If you want maybe an accent wall, what you can do is, maybe you want this, you can click and drag, and if you release, it'll paint all the walls. But if you can see that little pop-up, it says press Control to pave only one wall. So if you press Control on your keyboard, then it allows you to select which wall. You can see the blue lines are switching from wall to wall, and then you can release. And there it just paints that wall. So you can see that. And then I know a lot of people like wallpaper, so that is an option. There's lots of wallpaper choices. Maybe you want, again, just this accent wall to be wallpapered. I would go with something with a rather large pattern to it, just so that it doesn't look quite so busy. But that's up to you. So maybe I want this one, and I just want that fireplace wall, so I'm going to Control and release. And there you can see, probably renders a little bit better. You can see that pattern there. So let me show you. Let's try this one. So there you can see how that changes. So you now know how to add the fireplace, swap out the windows and doors, choose your baseboard, flooring, finish, and then I showed you how you can replace some materials. So you've got time now to add those items.